Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to a brand new video. This is of course your preview for the Leeds United versus Luton Town game, or the Luton Town versus Leeds United game as we are away. And as you see by the title of this video, this is a massive game. Because personally for me, if we lose this game, for me, I'm saying playoffs. I say we have to beat Luton Town. We got to keep in second, and we need to start to go on a little run at the end of the season, because we're going to need that. We're going to need a run at the end of the season and just stick close between Sheffield United and Burnley, because when they play each other, we talk about it a bunch, but when they play each other, one of them is going to drop points. So that's going to be our chance to basically go above, maybe above Sheffield United, or, get an even further gap on Burnley. It's one of those things where I think that's going to be the week that could be massive, really massive for us. This game for me is a must win, because our recent form, of course, isn't good. And I look at this game like we have to win, because I just think if we lose again or we draw, our form has been that bad that our form has been poor. We need to beat Luton Town, who are 23rd in the league, by the way. So this has to be a win, surely. The last 6 times we have played them, this will give you even more confidence. The last 6 times we have played them, we've won 4 and drawn 2. So we haven't actually lost in the last 6. Those games were a 3-0 win in our last game, then a 1-1 draw, a 2-1 Leeds win, a 1-0 Leeds win, a 1-1 draw, and a 1-0 Leeds win. So that's the last 6 times we have played Luton Town. And so that gives you confidence. We haven't lost in the last 6 against Luton Town, 4 wins and 2 draws. That should give you a lot of confidence. But recent form probably doesn't give us a lot of confidence, because in our last 6 games we've won 2 and drawn 3 with 1 loss. Of course, the wins being against Sheffield United and Millwall. And then you got the 3 draws, which was West Brom, QPR and Swansea, and then of course the loss was Portsmouth. So the last 6 games, our form's not been great. Meanwhile, Luton Town's form in the last 6 have been actually pretty, they've been good. They've been good for a team that's trying to survive. So they lost to Watford, but then they beat Portsmouth. We couldn't do that. They were at home, so yeah, maybe that's why. They then lost to Burnley. This is why we have to win as well. Burnley battered them 4-0, by the way. If we're a top team up there, we need to beat them. Then their last 3 games, they haven't lost in their last 3, though. They beat Cardiff 2-1. They drew at Middlesbrough 0-0, which is a good result, and they beat Hull City 1-0. So their recent form has not been that bad. They've actually performed pretty well. As I just said, last 3 games, in their last 3, they've got 2 wins and a draw, so not lost in their last 3. So we've got 2 wins and 3 draws. Meanwhile, they got 3 wins and a draw. So they've actually got more points than us in the last 6 games. So form-wise, they've been better than us. So maybe that's a worry. Maybe that's a worry that they have good form and we've been there. So let's go in and talk about the lineup and who will line up in this game in our starting 11. My predicted lineup. Of course, in the press conference, we heard Kyle Darlow will be starting in this game and Melier will be dropped. We've already talked about that. So Kyle Darlow will be in goal. So Darlow's going to be in goal. And then I think the back 4 is going to be Bogle, Rodon, Struijk, and Firpo. I think that will be the back 4. The midfield 2, I think, is going to be Tanaka and Gruev. I think Ayo Tanaka will start this game. I don't know if Ampadu's fully ready to start, but in the press conference, Fark basically said Tanaka is ready to basically start. So I think Tanaka will start in this game, and it'll be alongside Ilya Gruev. And then you're going to have the 3 in front of them, which I'm actually you could go either way with this, but I do think we're going to go with the way of Dan James on the right, Nonto on the left. So Nonto's going to come in for Solomon, and then you're going to have Aronson in the middle and Joel Piero up top. I think that is the lineup that we'll go with. But like any variation of the whole in the 3 behind the striker, you could have James on the right. As I said, what I think we're going to go with is James on the right, Aronson in the middle, and Nonto on the left. But you could put Nonto on the right. You could put Nonto in the middle. It doesn't really matter for me, but Nonto has to start for me. Nonto has to start in this game, just based off his performance last 2 games off the bench. But yeah, he's a must start in this game. The midfield 2 as well is a bit like, I do think Gruev will start because it's away from home. But then you look at Tanaka and you're like, will he start with Tanaka? Maybe he goes Rothwell. Maybe he goes Rothwell and Gruev. But for some reason, I do think he'll go Tanaka and Gruev. If it was up to me, I'm not going to lie. When I look at the team, right, and if it was up to me, I'd play Ampadu at centre-back. Because I actually do think Ampadu... Now, this is no hate, but I think Ampadu is better than Struijk. I think Ampadu and Rodon is a better centre-back pairing than Struijk and Rodon. I think Ampadu Rodon's better than Strauch and Rodon, which might be controversial, but that's just how I think. But I don't think we'll go with that. We definitely won't go with that in this game. But yeah, so that's my lineup for this game. As I said, Darlow, Bogle, Rodon, Strauch, and Firpo, Tanaka and Gruev, James, Aronson, Nonto, Piro. That is my starting lineup for this game, and hopefully we win. I'm going to go with the score prediction. I'm going to say I think it's going to be a tight game because I think it's going to be one of those where our form's been very poor, 7 games left. This is going to be one of those games where it's going to be very tight and it's going to be a goal in it either way. I do think we're going to win this game, but I think we're going to concede. I think we're going to win this game 2-1. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Leeds win. And someone in our front four has to score soon. I mean, 3 of the front four, sorry, because Aronson just scored in the last game. But our front four, like, yeah, Piro, who's got 1 goal in 7. But the problem is you can't bring anyone in for Piro because Joseph's not good enough. Joseph isn't good enough, and Bamford's not going to be available again because he's still coming back from his injury. It's looking good though on Bamford and Boba coming back from injury, so it looks like they might be involved for the final 5-4 games. But yeah, you can't take Piro out for Joseph because Joseph has just been very not good and he's done nothing off the bench. I've heard people on social media, on Twitter and stuff saying get Ramazani, start Ramazani. I think really there's people that just hate Aronson and think he's been terrible, which I don't think he has. But yeah, they just want Aronson out, so they're saying play Ramazani. But Ramazani came off the bench, and all he did was just lose the ball every time. Well, that's all he did. So he hasn't actually proved himself to come off the by coming off the bench and doing something that he should be starting. So as I said, the front four, I think the only change will be Nonto. But back on the whole thing, Piro's got 1 in 7. James hasn't scored in a while. Solomon hasn't scored in a while, but I think he won't be playing in this game. It'll be Nonto instead. Aronson scored recently in the last game, but yeah, it's the whole 1 in 7 for Piro. You know, he normally doesn't do this, but this is probably like if he gets a goal now, I think it's going to be massive, and I think he's going to go on a run at the end of the season. I think he needs that 1 goal to get that push for his run at the end of the season, where hopefully he can score a couple, because we kind of need our striker to score some goals, I think. I know we're not struggling with goals, but it's just that thing of like you want your striker to be scoring goals, and recently he hasn't been taking his chances either. Like the ones you're like, oh, if it drops to Piro, he's going to bury it. At the moment, I don't know if it dropped to him. I'm not 100% sure he'll bury it. But yeah, let's hope we win this game because, we need to. We very much need to, because I think this is it. This is win this game or playoffs personally. Of course, if we do end up losing or drawing, losing at the worst or drawing this game, I'm not going to be like, oh, that's it. It's definitely a million percent playoffs, but it's going to be me more being like resigned to playoffs and being like, it's probably playoffs. I think it will put me up to like a 75-80% chance of playoffs more than automatic promotion. But hopefully that doesn't happen. We beat Luton and we can go on a run at the end of the season. Win 7 in 7. I mean, that would be ideal. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you all in the next one.